Long before the era of raysfire Mario Maker extraordinaire, I originally made a name for myself on the internet through speedruns. I mean speedruns. There we go. I used to spend tens of hundreds of hours grinding out runs in games like Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario 64, and even a bit of Super Mario Odyssey, but those days are behind me now, or at least so I thought. A few months ago on stream, I was playing through Super Mario 3D World and trying to get all of the green stars in it for the very first time. Now, I'm not much of a casual gamer, so while I had fun, finishing it left me yearning for more, which was when an idea hatched in my head. What if I took a step back in time to my speedrunning roots and not only learned to speedrun Super Mario 3D World, but speedrun learning to speedrun? Welcome to the 24-hour speedrunning challenge. 24 hours of uninterrupted, fully focused gaming with only one goal in mind: beating Super Mario 3D World as fast as possible.
No, wait, that's not right. Oh, crap. Hold up, give me a minute. I can fix this. Okay, there we go.
While I did have a plan in place for the challenge as a whole, I felt it would be important to benchmark my progress. So the first thing I did to start off the 24 hours was a completely blind run of the game. This meant no skips, no tech, no route, just trying to make it through the game as fast as I knew how. By doing this, I'd be setting a baseline time that I could improve upon throughout the 24 hours, as well as help me figure out which levels and movement felt natural to me and which things proved to be real thorns in my side that I'd need to watch out for moving forward. And trust me, there was a lot.
No! I lost control of my dude! Not my dude, man. I got hammered. Oh god, what the heck? Oh! No, dude. I died off the... I died to the auto... I forgot there's a door, dude. I always forget there's a door on this level. I'm like, I gotta go on the roof, but no, you don't. You can just go in the door.
Eventually, I did make it through to the end, but I can't lie. This run was pretty rough.
First run is coming in pretty quick here. 3:23:28, first run completed.
With the first run out of the way coming in at a time of just over 3 hours and 20 minutes, it was time to get to work and move into phase 2 of the 24-hour grind, route learning. My original plan was to just take a video of a mid-level time from the leaderboards and try to copy it as much as possible, but fortunately, one of the members of the Super Mario 3D World speedrunning community had created something better. A full speedrun of the game using beginner-friendly strats that was easy to follow, which was the perfect thing for a challenge like this.
We'll, like, watch it, and then we'll go hide this, and then go do it, and then, you know, go on to the next one, like that. That way, we're just doing it level by level to learn the strategies. That's gonna be the play.
While it was a bit grindy to get through every level, no one ever said this was going to be easy, and I had a lot to learn. Yeah, that's, like, crazy, dude. It's like, what is that? Wait, you don't even have to hit the button? I didn't know that. Oh, finger strats. That's huge. Oh my god. Exit. Get it with the finger on the way out. That's a Chad move. Doing my best to stay focused, I worked through stage after stage, using the second run through to practice both movement, but also learn some of the other intricacies of the run as well, such as which green stars I needed to get on each stage, and cool little movement shortcuts and skips that could save me time. Eventually, after a grueling 6 hours of work, I had finally made it through the entire game yet again, which meant now I had all of the pieces of the puzzle needed to become a gaming god. Time to grind. At this point of the stream, I was 10 hours in and the sun had officially fallen, which for me was the green flag for my training arc. I'm not gonna lie, this was probably the most boring part of the whole stream, other than the occasional text-to-speech edition.
Beach, mouse, beach, mouse.
76. Oh, banger?
Mouse.
Wait a minute.
Beach, mouse.
So, rather than make you sit all through it, let me use this time to introduce some of the crazy tech that I spent the late night hours grinding. The first, and arguably the most important, would be the cat dive cancel. This bit of tech is essential to get moving quickly, and allows for you to blaze through levels if utilized correctly. It's especially useful on Peach when paired with her floating ability. Here's how you do it. Start by doing a cat dive like normal, but just as you're about to hit the ground, release the dive button. If you do it correctly, rather than hitting the ground and losing control of your character for a few seconds, you should be able to continue to move freely. From here, jump up and repeat the process. This technique can be paired with Peach's float to move across areas of a stage that might not otherwise seem possible. This move can also be done from a standstill by doing a lunging slide across the ground that you then cancel by releasing the crouch button mid-slide. This version requires less room to start it properly, which is great if you're on a small or narrow section of a stage and don't have room to do a full cat dive cancel. Next would be cat swipe air stalling. This technique can be paired with cat dive cancels to travel over huge gaps in stages safely and skip entire sections of levels. This one is pretty simple to do on its own, but can be hard to time properly with cat dive cancels. To do this, all you have to do is simply tap the cat swipe button while you have a decent amount of momentum built up. Instead of losing height like you would otherwise, your character will stall in the air while still moving forward, which allows for you to go much further than you'd be able to do with the normal jump or dive. This can be paired with Peach's float ability, both before and after floating, to allow you to go even further in the air. The final strat would be rolling for quick momentum, a bit of movement tech that's actually built into the game, but I never knew existed until learning the speedrun. This is a bit of tech that can be done on all characters even with no power-up, and it's simply a faster way to travel long distances than sprinting. Except with Toad, that dude's fast. To do it, all you have to do is crouch with the character, hold the run button to begin a roll, and then hit the jump button while in the middle of a roll. If done correctly, your character will roll forward and gain a bit of height in the air, but also quite a bit of forward momentum. Finally, there's vectoring. I didn't mess with this bit of tech too much, as I was informed by members of the 3D World speedrunning community who stopped by while I was grinding that it was a fairly advanced technique. But it essentially is a way to continually build up momentum by facing your character about 45 degrees away from the direction that they're traveling. If you've ever seen any high-level runs of this game, you'll know that vectoring can be insanely fast, but it seemed a bit too ambitious for a single 24-hour challenge. Slowly but surely, as the clock ticked into the darkest hours of the night, things began to come together. Strats that I originally had no idea how to do, I began to get a grasp of, and my knowledge of each green star I needed to grab became more and more complete as I ran through levels time and time again.
Whoa! Look at this guy. We're doing a little gaming here.
After about 5 to 6 hours of dedicated movement learning and individual level practice, the sun began to rise, and it was nearly time to put all of that practice to the test. But before I do that, I just want to give a shout out to the Super Mario 3D World speedrunning community. I wouldn't have gotten nearly as far or learned the strats nearly as quickly as I had if a handful of 3D World speedrunners hadn't joined me overnight to help teach me everything. From coaching me through my chat while I was trying to figure out certain movement techniques to literally sending me videos of strats I could use on certain stages while I was struggling to figure everything out, these guys were nothing but welcoming, and I don't think this whole challenge would have gone nearly as well as it had if it weren't for them. So thanks, guys. With the sun officially above the horizon and light beginning to flood into my room, it was finally time to put all of those hours of practice to the test. I wasn't feeling fully prepared yet, but I knew the only way to continue to improve was to keep playing, so away we went. And to be honest, I was pretty impressed with how things were going. Worlds 1 and 2 were fully completed in under 20 minutes, and as I started to get a bit of momentum behind me, the jitters I had leading up to my first ever real run started to melt away as the levels began to pile up. Now don't get me wrong, this run wasn't good by any means, and a lot of the levels I had spent hours on just earlier that night proved to be real sticklers.
No! Dude, I was afraid of that bonk. I kept doing that whenever I was trying to practice. I'm on a scary level at the moment, so we'll see how this goes. I'm dead. Oh, God. Dang it, dude. That was going so well, and then it went to crap.
But I found myself actually remembering the route, each green star's location, and most of the movement tech I'd been grinding without too much issue. Outside of a few problematic levels taking me over 10 minutes, I'm looking at you, Grumblump.
Okay.
This first official run clocked in at a 2:56.13, nearly 30 minutes faster than my fully blind run, despite a few major snags throughout it.
2:56.13.
With this run, I was officially in the top 200 for the game, but with still nearly 6 hours left of the stream, I knew I could do better.
Pretty solid, but we can do better. I think we're gonna try again. Yeah, next run's about to be -3rd. Might say, raysfire, how can you be negative? What does that even mean? Just wait, okay?
I did some rough math and figured I could maybe squeeze in 2 more runs before the 24 hours were up. So I took a minute to briefly revisit those problematic stages from before, practice my movement, and refuel a bit for the final stretch before diving back in. With less than 6 hours left to go in the challenge, I could feel the beginnings of fatigue creeping in as I started up run number 2. But, amped up on caffeine and sheer willpower, I wasn't going to let a bit of exhaustion stop me from gaming, so I pushed forward. On my second full run, things started off even hotter than I could have possibly expected.
Alright, great first look here. Things are looking great here on 2-1.
By the time the run had hit the 1 hour mark, I was already over 15 minutes ahead of my previous run, and that number only continued to grow. Of course, as with any new speedrun you learn, you're bound to still have some problem points, and I did waver a bit in worlds 6 through 8.
Oh, we're dead. Okay, that's some time loss. We're losing a lot of time here.
But all in all, this run was a testament to my improvement over the past few hours, and before I knew it, my second run was finished. 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 53 seconds. An improvement of 38 minutes and 20 seconds over the run I had done just a few hours prior, over an hour faster than the first run I had done at the beginning of the stream.
2:17:53. 38 minutes, dude. That's not a bad little amount to take off. After that first run, I was a little nervous. I didn't know if we were going to be able to run it back, but we got some big gains in the in-game. Very nice.
And a run featuring strats that I didn't even know existed before I hit the go live button earlier today. At this point, my current BB would have put me in 158th place and within an hour of the world record time, which, even if the 24 hours had ended there, I couldn't have been more than happy with. By now, I could feel my body rebelling against me, begging me for me to go to sleep and get some rest. But I knew I had just enough gas left in the tank for one final run. So with just over 2 hours and 30 minutes left on the 24-hour timer, I cleared out the save file, returned to the main menu, and hopped back onto the starting line one last time.
If I do, I don't know if I have time to practice. I think we probably just need to... I mean, I don't even know what I would practice if I did a run through. I think just playing the game right now is helping a lot. Like, I'm getting more used to the controls. Okay. Final run of the day.
This run started out pretty well and remained fairly competitive with the run just before it, with a 1-minute time save early on persisting through all of Worlds 2 and 3. However, as I pushed into World 4, things began to take a turn for the worst. My lead from earlier had dwindled down to a mere 18 or so seconds, and as I loaded up level 4-4, Big Bounce Byway, the first major blunder finally happened. At the end of this stage, there's a giant moving orange platform. Normally when playing this game, you move alongside it as it guides you to the goal, but obviously this is less than ideal when trying to go fast, so speedrunners skip it using a combination of some of the techniques mentioned previously. When done correctly, it looks something like this. But on this run, when I went to attempt the trick, it didn't quite work out how I had hoped.
No, that's bad. That's actually a pretty big time loss. I'm going to lose a lot of time on that.
Now, if I had realized that I had messed up the trick and just played through the stage normally on my second try like I should have done, while the time loss would have hurt, it could at least be recoverable. Instead, in my exhausted state, I decided to try it again.
Okay, that's really bad. Every time I die, I lose like 2 minutes on this.
And again.
Alright, that's not good. Every time I die on this, I lose about 2 minutes, so that's gonna be about minus 2 minutes there.
And again.
Alright, that's not good. Every time I die here, we lose about 2 minutes, so that's gonna be about minus 2 minutes on that.
Eventually, I did manage to pull the trick off, but with over 6 minutes of time loss on a single stage, the damage had been done.
Alright, see, there you go, first try.
Unfortunately, the bleeding didn't stop there. A few minor slip-ups and stages in World 5 caused the gap to widen, putting me as far back as 7 minutes behind the run I had just done previously. But as I pushed forward into World 6, things began to come back around. I golded split after split, tearing up each level faster than I had ever done before. And as I moved into World 7 and hour 24 of the stream, I was now only 3 minutes behind. I knew I had that much time save on just a single level in World 8, so if I could just hold on for the last little bit of the stream, then just maybe I could pull it off after all.
Here we go, World 7, dude. World 7 and 8 are terrifying levels.
Like, actually legit, they're very scary to me. I am afraid. Please help. The first few levels of World 7 proved to be a bit tricky and pushed me back as far as 5 minutes behind my PB. Well, that's bad. That's bad, too. But with a strong performance on the last 3 levels of the world, I entered into World 8 ahead of my previous run by 32 seconds. Whoa, World 8, we're ahead, I think. Minus 32. We got a minus 32, dude. We were down by 7 minutes. Now we're ahead. We're in the green, dude. We gotta close this out. We got 1 world to go. We need to hold it together, man. With only 30 minutes max left in the run, if I could just focus up a bit longer, then maybe I could end the stream with a personal best run after all. On level 8-4, the level that I knew I had a huge amount of time to save on, I made the most of it and pushed my lead to over 2 minutes ahead of my personal best. 8-6, I need a cat suit though. I can't not have a cat suit. Having finished over half of World 8 at this point, I was feeling certain that I'd be able to clutch it out after all. But there was one issue. On the following stage, 8-6, I needed a catsuit to pull off the crazy candle strat from earlier, something I had lost on the stage prior. So instead of barging in and attempting the level without it, I bit the bullet and used up some of my 2-minute lead to go to a toad house to get the power-up I needed. While I did manage to get through the level first try after picking it up, it had once again brought my lead with my previous run to within 30 seconds. Okay, minus 27. Close, dude, close. On 8-7, the last real stage of the run, I loaded in playing as Toad, the wrong character. Oh, wait. No, we're not supposed to do it with Toad. Whatever, we're gonna do it with Toad now. It's fine, actually, it's fine. Instead of swapping out for Peach and losing time on the swap, I instead opted to just play through the level casually as Toad. While this did work out and I didn't suffer any unnecessary deaths, it did mean that I couldn't implement any of the previous strats I had learned for the stage, causing me to once again lose some time. As I finished the stage, I looked at my splits and once again saw a red number. I was now 4 seconds behind. This was going to be close. All right, plus 4.7. I have 0 time save left, but I'm down by 4 seconds. We gotta make something out of nothing, dude. Going into the final level, I was 25 seconds behind. While most of the final level was an auto-scroller where there wasn't much time to be saved, there was one final place where I could maybe pull the run back. After hitting the checkpoint on this stage, if you climb up in just the right spot, you can actually progress to the top of this building and force the camera upwards, essentially skipping this section entirely. As this was something that I hadn't done in a previous run, if I could pull this off, then just maybe I could save enough time to PB one final time. Taking a deep breath as I started the section, and with the timer under 10 minutes away from the 24-hour mark, I used the last bit of energy I had to focus and... Oh, no, that's it. Unfortunate. I had blown it. Going into the skip, I had aligned myself with the wrong section of the wall due to my lack of experience with the game, and rather than skipping the section entirely, I took some damage along the way and was forced to play through it casually, which ultimately cost me the final chance at a personal best. My final run came in at a time of 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 28 seconds, 35 seconds slower than the run I had done previously. 2:18:28. I wanted to PB on that one really bad. I almost brought it back. We were down by 7 minutes and 38 seconds at one point. At around the 1 hour mark. We were just a little bit off. While it was bittersweet, getting 2 runs within an hour of the world record and a sum of best below 2 hours in under 24 hours of gameplay is nothing to laugh at. And it was proof that even after all of these years, just maybe, I did still have a speedrunning bone left in my body after all. Oh!